they said, you have to get to the hospital. And that's when they realized she lost vision in her one eye. And they hospitalized us. But still at that point, they said it's an encephalitis, it's a virus.
How long was it before the doctor walked in and said, sorry, Kathy, I got to tell you this, but your daughter has MS?
8 months later.
I can imagine the first was, what?
Mm-hmm.
And then did you go out and research it yourself?
Yeah.
And what did you find out?
I found out what it was. I didn't understand it. Well, first I said they had to be wrong. She's only 10.
Right.
You know, this is an adult disease. And everyone said, no, she can't have MS. She's a child. So then I started reading books, going on the internet, really trying to absorb everything. And I didn't understand how a 10-year-old child could have MS and how more and more children are getting MS.
I didn't diagnosed
with MS.
Did you come and tell her immediately the doctor says you have MS?
There was one doctor who would say it. A lot of them would make her leave the room. They didn't want to talk about it in front of her because they were saying maybe we should do a brain biopsy at one point because they weren't sure what it was. And then we had to try to explain it to her so she would understand when we didn't even understand what it was.
And now, do you understand what's going on?
Yes.
You do? You know what's happening?
Yeah. My mom told me picture a tire and the rubber on the tire wears away. Mm-hmm. And that's how my mom explained it to me.
Okay.
And the doctors tell me that my brain, I have like multiple lesions in my brain, and that's...
All right, well, I don't know. Maybe Dr. Kaplan, maybe we'll help you explain a little bit better, because here's one thing that I'm concerned about, and I'll tell the two of you that I'm concerned about. One is, you said it on the tape. This is the first time you're telling people you have MS.
Yes.
How old are you now?
14.
It's 4 years have been by.
Yes.
Why, Mom?
Well,
why is this? Why do we keep this kind of like a secret?
Well, family and friends know, but at the time when she got sick, everyone thought she had the virus, a virus, encephalitis, because that's what we were told. And we had such a hard time, myself and my husband, dealing with it and accepting it. It was hard for her. We didn't want her to go to school. 10, 11 years old. Kids make fun of kids. They were making fun of her because she had the back brace. She was on the steroids, you know, she's breaking out.
Sure.
She was afraid, and we were afraid if she said, oh, I have MS, you're not going to allow their kids to play with our daughter anymore.
Okay, well, you know what, but now at age 14, I'm glad you were talking. You need to talk about this. You need to tell other kids, because right now it's not the time to be quiet about this. I think the whole nation needs to know what's going on. But number two, you will be shocked. I think you're going to be shocked at how many of your peers are going to be much more compassionate to you than you know. They're going to come forward and try not to help you, not to baby you, but they're going to be there like your bud and try to say, okay, got it. I know what MS is. I've heard about it from Montel. I've heard about it from a lot of other people. Got it. Get it. Wow, you got it? Okay, let me help you. That's what you might get, and that's what she's going to need for the rest of her life, is a support system of people who help shore her up. I mean, that's what it's about. I got to take a break. Let's do this. Let me take a break. But what I want to do, as I'm going to break, I'm going to explain something else. And listen to me, Dr. Kaplan, you correct me if I'm wrong, but I think another way to think about what MS is and what's going on in your body is think about, see any one of these electrical wires on this floor? All the electrical wires run around this floor. Think about them as your nerves. The plastic that's on the outside of them is this stuff that's called myelin. It's this fatty tissue. For some reason, our immune system has turned on itself, and it's attacking just that plastic.
Okay.
So it eats a hole in the plastic. Now think about this. If you're at home and you scrape some of that plastic coating off the wire to the lamp, cut it on, it may come on, it may not. Jiggle it around a little bit, may not or may not come on. The more of that coating that comes off, that copper wire inside starts to rust. Once it rusts so much that it breaks, the electricity doesn't go through. Signal stops going through. In us, we have something that's eating the plastic coating off our brain, off our spinal cord. The nerve underneath is what's rusting. These doctors are working real hard to stop it from rusting so that our signal can keep going through. And for all of us, it's different. Mine may be going real fast. Yours may be going real slow. But it's going to continue until we find a cure. We'll take a break. When we come back, a family's 17-year journey with this illness. I'll take a break. We'll be back right after this.
In May of 1990, I began to lose my vision. And 2 weeks later, I was given the diagnosis of multiple sclerosis. I think the hardest thing right now is the vision loss. Sometimes it does get the better half of me, but you know, I kind of snap out of it because staying stuck in that woe is me. I can't stay there.
Hi, Montel. This is Sharon from Mayfair Jewelers in Scotia, New York. And every year we run a golf tournament. The event has turned into a huge event. We have approximately 130 golfers every year and raise close to $9,000 to $10,000 a year. Montel Williams gives all of his proceeds, 100% of it, to a research and not to administration. Keep up the good work, Montel.
Thank you. Well, this next story is about a family who've been dealing with MS for over 17 years. And I wanted to make sure we presented a story like this because so many people think it's so dire that once you get a diagnosis, everything is over, whether it be MS or whatever. But this is a family that's pulled together and a family that truly got the diagnosis together. When you say that, take a look at this.
My name is Cheryl. I'm 42 years old. I am a wife, a mother, a motivational speaker, and I have MS. In May of 1990, I began to lose my vision, and 2 weeks later, I was given the diagnosis of multiple sclerosis.
I was active duty military, enjoying a very prosperous military career. Because of Cheryl's vision loss and we had 2 young sons, it was quite difficult to maintain an active duty lifestyle, and Cheryl and my boys, they needed me at home. We were pretty much forced out from our careers.
We kind of slowly broke the news to Lynn and Jared. Yes, Mommy is sick. Yes, Mommy can't see. But I tried not to let the MS impact them so severely. I think the hardest thing right now is the vision loss. Sometimes it does get the better half of me, but you know, I kind of snap out of it because staying stuck in that woe is me. I can't stay there. I won't stay there. Lyndon and I saw the need to write something to help families and couples living with MS.
MS impacts the entire family, not just the individual that's physically diagnosed. So Cheryl and I, to help us manage this disease as a team, we say we have MS, MS does not have us.
Well, Cheryl, talk about this for a second, because in the tape, you said it so quickly. You know, and I started losing my vision, and then I went legally blind, and 2 weeks later, I was diagnosed with MS, and I had 2 little boys at home, and then you just went on. I'm motivational speaking, blah, 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 as if this just happened in a vacuum, and it didn't happen that way.
No, it didn't.
You wake up one morning, Mom, and what happened?
Wow, I woke up and I couldn't see. I could see clear, then blurry within seconds. It was intermittent.
And when you say clear or blurry, please explain this. You say, I can't see, it's like white out, fuzz out, nothing there?
Fuzzy, foggy. I could see 20/20 in seconds, and the next second it was blurry. Everything was
blurry. It kept going back